Do you guys know about NookLink? I feel like nobody really talks about it, or maybe they did like back when the game first came out, which at this point is over 6 years ago. Happy belated birthday, New Horizons, unless you're watching this in the distant future, in which case, happy extreme belated birthday to New Horizons. Anyway, we're going to talk about NookLink today. What is it, you may ask? It is part of the Nintendo Switch Online app, and it connects to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So you do need a smartphone in order to use it, or a tablet. I have it on both my iPhone and my iPad only because I have 2 Nintendo accounts. One for this island, which is my main island, and the other one for my second island that I've been doing, where we're trying to complete every Nook Miles card in 2026. We're not doing so well. In order to set this up, you need to speak to Tom Nook by pressing the minus button on the game's title screen. If you want to take advantage of the benefits of NookLink, you need to do this every time you create a new island. So I had done this for Kringle, and when we deleted Kringle, I did it again for Clover, which is the footage that you're seeing when we are talking to Tom Nook on the title screen. It is when I am doing it and setting it up for Clover. NookLink is divided up into little apps, much like the in-game Nook phone. The passport is pretty self-explanatory. In addition to displaying your dream address, custom design ID, and Happy Home Network ID, you can also view current island residents. Recently visited dreams, as well as the total number of visits your dream address has had, are also displayed, assuming that you've actually set up a dream address. The custom design app is also kind of self-explanatory, except it lets you scan QR codes like in the days of New Leaf to add designs into the game. This feature was kind of implemented in Pocket Camp Complete back when that switched over from the original Pocket Camp that was free to play. The keyboard is also self-explanatory. A lot of these are pretty easy and you kind of get the gist, but I personally love it. It lets you type into the in-game chat feature with your phone or tablet's keyboard instead of fussing around with the Switch keyboard or using a USB keyboard on your Switch, which I've never done. Honestly, I was trying to figure out how to like connect a Bluetooth keyboard to my Switch because I do have a little Bluetooth keyboard, although I don't really play with other people all that often where we're chatting through the game thing. The Best Friends app allows you to view your best friends as well as their online status, kind of like how you can do it in the game itself. The reactions, though, is where I think that this kind of shines, along with the other things we're going to talk about momentarily. Reactions allows you to use any of the reactions that you've learned via the app, and the 5 most recently used ones are going to be up at the top. I think this is much easier than trying to search through all the reactions when you press the ZR button to bring up the reaction wheel and then go into the detailed thing to bring up all of them. I don't know. I just like doing it this way. It's also a little more seamless. I do it all the time in these videos as well. The catalog allows you to view your catalog as well as search for, filter, and favorite items. You can also use Nook Points, which is slightly different than Nook Miles and all of the other currencies that we have in this game. Nook Points will give you 10 Nook Points per day in exchange for unique items. So you can use this to get framed photos of Timmy and Tommy, Tom Nook, Isabelle, and other little novelties that you can have mailed to you immediately in your game. Unfortunately, you're limited to getting 2 items per day from this, which I think is really stupid. The points have a chance of being multiplied by 2, 3, or 5 times because you can only redeem them once per day. And for a little added fun bonus, Katrina has some words of wisdom that she'll say when you receive your Nook points. I really do like that feature. I think it's cool. It's a nice way to get some extra little items added into the game, but I wish that there were more things to redeem Nook points for. They kind of just added this in, and then I think they maybe updated it once, but it hasn't been touched since, and this was years ago. There's also the Happy Home Network app, which was added in the 2.0 update if you have the Happy Home Paradise DLC, where you can view your profile on the Happy Home Network, as well as anybody that you're following and any recent vacation homes that they've done. This requires you to use the Happy Home Network app in-game in order for these things to display in NookLink. Also added during the 2.0 update is the Island newspaper, which is just really cute. It lets you get a peek into life on your island. Things such as if you are creating roads or moving houses or doing any sort of terraforming, if a villager moves in or out, any events like birthdays and stuff like that. You can also see the previous week's turnip prices, which, I mean, that's a fun feature, I guess. It might be helpful too if you're using Turnip Profit to try and figure out like what your current week might be to predict numbers. I don't know, I think it's a really fun feature. It will change and stuff might be deleted from it if you time travel. It does warn you that if you manipulate the time on your Switch, the things could be negatively impacted in the island newspaper, but overall it doesn't really serve much of a purpose other than being cute. There's also Island Life 101, which was again added in the 2.0 update, and you will not see this unless you've actually gotten the Island Life 101 thing from the Nook Stop and Resident Services. I redeemed my Nook miles for that at the time that it was available, and I immediately turned it off because the tips were annoying. I also have an abundant amount of Nook miles to spend, and I hate the process of spending them. Finally, like any app, there's a settings feature where you can view information like the game credits, any sort of copyright stuff that you need for whatever reason, and it will also allow you to change the resident and how you view the app. It's cute that you can access it through the Nintendo Online app, and it essentially turns your phone into a Nook phone temporarily. I've seen a lot of people make their phones into actual Nook phones with themes and things that they are able to create, or just changing the app icon. Anyway, I'm hoping that you guys found this video helpful. Maybe you learned something about what Nook Link is. Like I said, I think the items themselves are really cute. I really like the little leaf door plate in particular, and the rolls of the Nook ink toilet paper I think are so funny. I do use those in some of my bathroom builds, like if I'm doing a bathroom in my player house or making a little bathroom in a vacation home or something. I think that that's a nice little added touch, as weird as it may be. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments, feedback, and suggestions down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!